Beef Show at the Jackson County Fair. We will be starting today's show with the open show beef. Coming into the ring at this time will be Hereford Heifer.
Well, good morning, everybody. I'm awfully excited to be out at a country fair and get to work through the beef cattle show this morning, and a great way to go ahead and start our day out with a nice just heifer single entry out here, and a young man that's doing an awesome job out here with her. One that just comes out here and even standing alone, one you just really appreciate even at a more immature age for just coming out with structural integrity, being able to get out and go with plenty of comfortability and just overall collectedness. And then when you study this one, just in terms of overall build and balance, it really just puts together a nice proportional look from the side. But let's go ahead and give this young man a big round of applause.
Congratulations to Reese Gerke on receiving a blue ribbon and the champion Hereford. Coming into the ring next will be our open show Angus Heifer Calf.
Well, another nice single entry coming out here again, and another heifer that comes out here. And just in terms of piecing together and putting together a really balanced, proportional look, I think she does just that. You study in her front 1/3, really extended about her head and neck, and then long bodied from there back. Yet still just balances out really well from the side, whether we're on the stand or set this one into motion. But I think this young lady's doing an awfully good job for her first time out here in the show ring. So let's go ahead and give her a big round of applause as well.
What's that? Yeah, champion female and reserve female. Oh. Congratulations to Jordan Olson on receiving a first blue and champion Angus. Coming into the ring at this time is our shorthorn heifer.
Well, another nice single entry coming out here again, and one that comes out here and again standing alone still has pieces you can really just appreciate about this one. Really stout at the ground, comes with a little bit more body, and just really well presented out here. Yet with some of that added stoutness and body and just overall dimension, still puts it together with a really nice balanced proportional look off to the side. But again, let's go ahead and give this young man a big round of applause.
Congratulations to Tate Yeske on receiving a first blue and champion of the shorthorn. Coming into the ring next will be any other breed heifer calf. There will be 4 entries, 3 entries.
Well, another nice class coming out here again, and we have three young showmen out here. All of them said first time coming out here and showing a cow, and for that, I would never have guessed it. I think they're all doing a very nice job out here, doing what they need to do, but we're going to go ahead and leave these guys where they stand. I think we have three nice females out here, and I think certainly very different types and kinds and shapes and sizes, and they each bring something a little different to the table, especially being at younger ages. But I think they're all covering the basics of where they need to. But the young lady over there on the far side is going to go ahead and start us off, and one that just comes out here in a slightly more moderate package, but again, with that comes with a little bit more body, just a touch more dimension. Want to see that one just a touch more comfortable and we set it into motion. But again, one I think is covering the basics that it needs to at this stage. The young man coming out there in seconds, one that comes out here just in a larger outline, bigger frame, and with that certainly pairs it with a nice balanced look when you get off to the side, flexible and comfortable in motion. Then the young man coming out here in third, another one certainly very moderate. Maybe not just taking just overall body and dimension to the same degree as the other two, but one that you appreciate just for being able to put together a proportional, balanced look. But let's go ahead and give those three a big round of applause again.
Congratulations to Charlie Radcliffe on receiving a first blue and champion any other breed. Congratulations to Ryder Tandy on a second blue and reserve champion. And congratulations to Dylan Tandy on a third blue. Coming into the ring at this time, they will be selecting for champion female of the open show.
Well, some nice females coming back out here for the drive for this open show. And again, I think all these showmen have been doing an awesome job out here, and most of them being their first time, especially with heifers coming out in the show ring for their first time as well. I think they're all doing a great job. But we're going to go ahead and select a grand and reserve, and we certainly have some younger females out here, and right now we're just needing to cover those basics just to allow them to keep maturing. And again, I think all of them are doing just that, and there's some that just have some extra pieces to take things to the slightly next level. But we're going to go ahead and select a grand reserve. If you'd go ahead and give all 5 of these kids another round of applause.
Congratulations to Tate Yeski on receiving Grand Champion Female Heifer. He is from the Shorthorn class. Did he do Reese lap for reserve? Oh, blonde. Okay, thanks. I didn't see her do that. Congratulations to Jordan Olson on receiving Reserve Champion Female. Congratulations, exhibitors. Class show. Coming into the ring next will be our class of purebred, crossbred feeder calves.
Well, a nice class division, feeder calves coming out here, and again, I think we have some awfully good showmen that come out here, and some of them have some experience. Again, some their first times out here, and for that, again, I think they're doing a phenomenal job. But we're going to go ahead and select a grand and reserve that'll go ahead and be coming back with a market heifer after she comes through the ring. But let's go ahead and give all of these a big round of applause, and we'll get a grand and reserve.
Receiving blue and champion feeder calf. Congratulations to Elliot Bush on receiving second blue and reserve champion feeder calf. Congratulations also to Adeline Bush, Brindley Bush, Vivian Bush on all receiving blue ribbons. To the ring next will be Market Heifer. There will be one entry.
Well, a nice market heifer coming out here in this class. And again, I think one that comes out here and in terms of covering the basics does a very nice job of that. You study that one at the ground, certainly stout and has enough in terms of skeletal width. And then as you work your way up, plenty opened up through the center body to facilitate more than enough in terms of dimension and still pair it together with a proportional look. But a young lady doing a very nice job out here. If you'd go ahead and put your hands together for her.
Congratulations to Bristol Bush on receiving a blue ribbon and champion Market Heifer. They will now be selecting for champion market for open class. I suppose I should do it for heifers for breeding class too, huh? Yeah, just so we know who to bring back in. But yeah, I suppose we'll have to because yeah, but only 2 of them will come back in for this. No, for this. Yeah, because all those.
in terms of market fundamentals and basics for this stage of the game are doing what they need to do out here. But we're going to go ahead and select another grand and reserve. If you could go ahead and put your hands together for both these young ladies.
Congratulations to Kennedy Laufenberg on receiving the champion feeder market class for the open show. And congratulations to Bristol Bush on being reserve champion. Congratulations to open show exhibitors. Pee-wee time? So at this time, we would like all of the Pee-wee showmanship exhibitors to be ready to come into the ring.
Do what? A lot of future. Oh yeah, lots. Well, certainly a very impressive Pee Wee showmanship coming out here. I don't know if I've been to a show where we had this many come out for the beef showmanship, so that's pretty awesome to have this many young showmen coming out here, and all of them are very excited to keep showing cattle, and most of them cattle are their favorite thing to show. So again, that's pretty cool and pretty awesome. Again, I think they're all doing a phenomenal job out here. All of them have been out here through the ring and maybe getting a little worn out, but every time they've been out here in the ring, they've done a very, very nice job. But let's go ahead and give all of these young showmen a big round of applause.
And you know they want you to pick a grand in reserve.
They do?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
They just decided that.
Last minute.
For a grand in reserve. Look at her. Congratulations to Kennedy Laufenberg on being the grand champion Pee Wee showman. And reserve goes to Bristol Bush. Other Pee Wee showmen in the ring are Tate Yeske, Reese Gerke, Ryder Tandy, Dylan Tandy, Jordan Olson, Charlie Radcliffe, Adeline Bush, and Brinley Bush. They all received blue ribbons. Our open show for beef. We will be starting next with the junior show breeding classes. Charlet Heifer. See, I bet you're going to get a
Here to go ahead and start off this show. And again, like I said earlier, even when they come out here and stand by themselves, there's still pieces that you can really appreciate out of each and every one of them. And this Charolais heifer is one that comes out here, and again, you study her at the ground, I think really just skeletal width and stoutness. And then as you work your way up, love her overall body, dimension, and power, and ability to still pair it with a good, just functional, balanced look when you get off to the side. I think an awfully nice one coming out here is a single entry, but let's go ahead and put our hands together for him.
Congratulations to Riley Laufenberg on receiving a blue ribbon and Grand Champion Charolais heifer. Coming into the ring next will be the main heifer, 1 entry.
Well, another nice female coming out here, and again, one that comes in a slightly more moderate package with that still plenty stout, really opened up through her center body, and still proportions out from the side while still being bold, while complementing it with enough overall depth of body when you get off to the side. I think a just really stout, long-bodied one that puts all those pieces together really well. But let's go ahead and put our hands together for him.
Congratulations to Adam Mossman on receiving a blue ribbon and Grand Champion main heifer. Coming into the ring next will be 1 entry for the Simmental heifer.
Well, another nice heifer coming out here again, and I think one that combines a lot of neat pieces all into one package. If you want to talk about just overall look and balance, I think she puts those things together really well. Really extended about her head and neck, really proportional from there back, whether we're on the in motion or on the stand, and then still comes plenty stout with plenty of overall body and dimension, all in one really complete package. But let's go ahead and put our hands together for her.
Congratulations to Macy Casper on receiving a first blue and Grand Champion Simmental. Coming into the ring next is somebody soon, trust me. Julia Brown, we are looking for your shorthorn heifer. Be one entry for the shorthorn heifer.
Well, nice shorthorn single entry coming out here, and certainly a nice female that comes out here just in terms of, again, covering those basics. Whether you study this one on the move, really flexible, really comfortable. You get off to the side, really long body, and then still has plenty of overall depth of body and overall dimension. And then still pairs it with a really nice, just attractive look off to the side. I think an awfully nice one again, but let's go ahead and put our hands together for her. Thank you. Can't bring me in charge of this. I'll set it down.
Don't go in yet. Don't
here, and in terms of those traits that stand out, just standing out here alone, this one's just a really opened up, really dimensional and muscular heifer that's still able to put it together with a proportional, neat look when you get off to the side, and then goes to the ground with plenty of stoutness. I think a nice one coming out here again, if you'd go ahead and put your hands together for him.
Congratulations to Riley Laufenberg on receiving a first blue and champion. Coming into the ring next will be Summer Yearling Heifer. There will be one entry for this one also. Yep. Yep, she's up here now. Yeah, she's up here. I'll tell her. Yep. I think you'll get first blue.
Another nice female coming out here again. Certainly a little extra energy out here. But with that, I think she's one that puts a lot of things all into one package as well, just in terms of overall body and length of body. Just comes out here with some added extension and look, and still pairs with plenty of just overall dimension with that. But another nice one if you'd go ahead and put your hands together for him.
Congratulations to Adam Halverson on receiving the first blue and champion. Coming into the ring next is our junior yearling heifers. There will be two entries. Yeah, Kaden, you're in too. What are you looking for? Depending on who buys ours at the sale. Oh, yes. Daniel Castle already asked me about that. If depending on who buys ours at the sale, if we can buy it back, we're going to have him do half and then her sister wants half. So. Give him back. Caden's second. Caden don't. Yeah, I think he'll definitely need somebody
Well, two nice females coming out here again, and as I'm sure you can all see, two very different types and very different kinds, but with that, they each bring those different pieces to the table that you can really appreciate. And this young lady up here is the one that comes in the more moderate package. With that, still puts it together with a really proportional look, structural integrity, and just overall balance. Just puts everything into a really complete package. The young man over here is one that comes with a few more just extremes, just in terms of some added extension, length of body, just a really neat look when you get off to the side, and then still plenty of overall dimension and body. I think they both really covered just those basics and fundamentals, but this young lady over here is going to go ahead and start this class off, and one that, again, like I said, is one that you can just come out here and maybe not doesn't come out here with quite as many extremes, but one that comes in a really just solid, complete package. This young man's coming out here in second. Again, I think has some really neat, intriguing pieces in terms of some of that look. But with that, just want to see that one a touch more comfortable out of those rear two, just in terms of that hock and pastern. But I think two very nice ones out here if you put your hands together for both of them.
Congratulations to Julia Brown on receiving first blue and champion junior yearling. Congratulations to Caden Mosley on second blue and reserve. Be one entry for the senior yearling heifer.
And one that when you study this one in the front 1/3, really appreciate that extension in terms of that head and neck. And then as you work your way back, just that added extension and length of body from there, certainly in a slightly more moderate package. And again, with that comes with some of that added body and that added stoutness, then still covering all those basics and fundamentals that you need to as a female. But let's go ahead and again put our hands together for her.
Yeah. Congratulations to Ella Halverson on receiving a first blue and champion of the senior yearling. At this time, we will be selecting the champion female, any other breed.
Well, bringing all these heifers and females back out here, and again, like I said, in all those individual classes, I think they all bring some nice pieces to the table and all come out in different shapes, sizes, and just types and kinds, but you can certainly appreciate all those different pieces they do bring to the table, as long as we're covering all the basics that they need to first, and I think all of them are doing what they need to do. Some take things just a step further in terms of some look or some added dimension and stoutness. But I think, again, all of them are some nice females with some great showmen out here, and we're going to select a grand and reserve. You go ahead and give all of these a big round of applause.
Grant thought like a year younger than Brooke.
Congratulations to Julia Brown on receiving champion any other breed female. And congratulations to Kaden Mosley on receiving reserve champion any other breed female.
Oh, I thought you were pointing to something on my arm.
We will be selecting for the champion beef female.
What order you want them in?
So we would do Riley.
And Riley's out there.
Are you Riley? It's kind of funny how.
After the selection of the champion beef female and reserve champion female, we will be doing a heifer bred and owned class. So anybody that has any bred and owned heifers should be ringside, ready to come in.
So if she wins, yep.
You can tell her to go fuck herself.
Well, I mean, I'm going by what Jerome is saying. I'm not
What was she questioning?
why we're doing bred and owned heifer. That's for market class. Because Jerome said we're doing a bred and owned heifer after selection. So that's what we're doing.
Are you the superintendent of the booth? Let's get the fuck out of here. I have absolutely no problem.
I'm like, that's just what we're doing.
That's how we roll. Take a little bath in the simmer pot.
What is in there?
Do you want some water?
Yeah.
I was correcting the class, right? This class?
Females.
Females.
Yep, and the radios.
And the radios. Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Just making sure I'm on the same wavelength.
Oh, I gotta write down the radios.
Achoo. Oh, sorry.
Well, certainly a nice drive, and again, all the females coming back out here, and like we've talked about within the classes and just individual divisions, making sure we're covering all those basics and fundamentals to be able to be labeled complete, and then from there we can go ahead and start looking for some of those other extra pieces, and I think all of them come out here and do those basics that they need to, and all have something different that they bring to the table, but I think there's one that comes out here and really just encompasses the whole solid, just complete whole description, and then still comes with some extras. But again, we're going to go ahead and select another Grand Reserve. If you'd go ahead and give all of these showmen a big round of applause.
Congratulations to Julia Brown on winning the champion female beef with her shorthorn. Congratulations to Macy Casper on winning reserve champion with her Simmental. Champion female beef will be receiving a cutout donated by Provision and a mini speaker donated by Mossman Farms. The reserve champion female beef will be receiving a cutout donated by Provision and a mini speaker donated by Brady and Carla Laufenberg and family. We would also like to send a big thank you out to Nick's Welding and Fabricating of Hickston for cutting out this year's trophies, along with Fairway of Holman for powder coating these awards. So our next class will be bred and owned female beef. So anybody with a bred and owned heifer, you can report to the ring.
Female beef, something.
Just a Grand Reserve out of these balls.
I'm a pig person, so pay no attention to me.
Yeah, I'll sometimes be on like cow.
You should have just put in there any bred and owned female steer, please report.
Female steer. What's that? They were impressed with me last night. I sang Ice Ice Baby, and they were all
entries for the heifer bred and owned. So these exhibits, they were bred, raised on their own farm. They've been with these animals since they were born.
Three very nice females out here, bred and owns, that these kids should be very proud of for being able to bring up and raise and be able to take them all the way out here through a show ring. Certainly makes it a little bit more special, but I think we have three very nice ones that have been out here in the ring, but we're going to go ahead and select another Grand Reserve. If you'd go ahead and put your hands together for them.
Them should be here right shortly. I'm gonna go get them, correct?
Yes. Yep.
Which one's Justin?
The youngest one. The youngest, Nate's.
Nate.
Nate's kid. Yep.
Congratulations to Riley Laufenberg on receiving Grand Champion Bred and Owned Heifer. And congratulations to Caden Mosley on Reserve Champion Bred and Owned Heifer. Max Radcliffe is also exhibiting under the Bred and Owned Heifer. Thank you, exhibitors. Coming into the ring next will be two feeder calves.
off, and one that just comes with a slight bit more just in terms of just overall dimension and overall body relative to the one coming out here in second. The one coming out in second, again, I think has all the basics that it needs to in terms of just those market fundamentals. Certainly good at the ground, and as you work your way up, has enough in terms of overall body balance and dimension. Just maybe not quite matching the same degree as the one starting this class off, but let's go ahead and give these two a big round of applause.
Hannah's out in the barn now. She's gonna get it coming up here. So
Perfect.
I'll just have her lined up. Yeah, they don't. Yeah, like I said, Emily was like, yeah, we got a ton of time. I said, yeah.
Congratulations to Andrea Ellickson on receiving a first blue and champion. Congratulations to Evan Ellickson on second blue and champion and reserve champion.
What are we moving on to?
Next it will be, so we'll be starting the market beef and we'll be starting with the dairy.
Okay, just one,
Yeah.
and then crosses.
Yep. And then with Angus.
Gotcha.
That does conclude our breeding and feeder calf show for this year. We will be moving right into the market beef show. In the ring at this time will be dairy steer. There is one exhibit in this class.
Yes.
Very nice,
Yes.
very nice turnout.
Yes. Yes. She's gotten so tall. Okay, so I should make a list now. So first blue would be Waverly. And 329.
Nice dairy steer coming out here, and like we talked about in terms of just covering basics and fundamentals, this one certainly does just that. Whether you study this one at the ground in motion, able to get out and go with plenty of just overall comfortability and collectedness, certainly just puts together a proportional look off to the side while coming with plenty of an overall body in terms of boldness and depth. The nice one coming out here is a single entry. If you'd go ahead and put your hands together for her.
Finef on receiving a blue ribbon. We would like to welcome our judge here at this time. Her name is Tara Hummel from Illinois. Tara does raise and show cattle and goats. Can we please put our hands together for Tara? Coming into the ring next is dairy crossbred steer. These range in weight from 1,333 to 1,557. There will be 3 entries.
Well, a nice class of dairy crosses coming out here, and certainly some ones at different stages in the game in terms of just market readiness and just different types and kinds. But this young lady's going to go ahead and start this class off, and one that just comes out here really moderate, really stout, really wide made, and with that just facilitates a lot of body and a lot of dimension, while also complementing that with more than enough in terms of just finish to match that degree of overall muscle. I think a nice one to go ahead and start us off. This young man with the black and white steer is going to go ahead and be second, and one that really comes out here in just a bigger outline, larger frame, and with that, I think still has more than enough in terms of just dimension, body, and stoutness. With that larger frame, maybe not going to put on condition and fill out quite as quickly. Want to see that one just a little bit more in terms of finish, just to reach that same market readiness as the one starting us off, but certainly another nice one. And this young man coming out here in the middle is going to go ahead and be third, and again, one that comes out here slightly more moderate, and with that comes out here with some overall dimension and stoutness. Just again, still really lean and really just fresh in terms of the condition. I appreciate that standpoint, but do want to see with a little bit more out here relative to the other two. But three nice ones if you'd go ahead and put your hands together for them.
Congratulations to Waverly Finette for receiving first blue, Waverly for receiving second blue, and Justin Kling first red. Coming into the ring next will be Angus Steer. These are trees.
Yeah. They line themselves up. Well, a nice class of steers coming out here, and I think there's some differences amongst each of them, and primarily between just some overall just market readiness, finish, and overall muscle shape. But this young man over there on the far side is going to go ahead and start this class off, and just in terms of coming out here with more than enough in terms of stoutness, body, and dimension, certainly does just that. Want to see that one maybe just a touch more comfortable in motion, but in terms of just those market basics and fundamentals, certainly has those in check extremely well. The young man right behind him is going to go ahead and be second out here, and another one you really appreciate just for that overall body dimension and stoutness. Maybe not quite as opened up and dimensional down the top and out through the hip as the one starting us off, but another one that comes out here with more than enough in both just overall market readiness, overall muscle, and then still covering those other basics that we need to be doing. As we work into the next two, certainly very different kinds coming out here. But this young man right here walking through the middle of the rings coming out here in third, and the one that comes out here a bit more moderate, just a little more body, a little more dimension, and overall finish as a whole. Again, when I would like to see just more comfortable when we set into motion, one you appreciate for those market basics. This young man coming out here next in the lineup, love how just fresh and lean this one is. Maybe not just quite as dimensional as those ones coming ahead of it, but another nice one if you put your hands together for all of them.
I told them, I said, this one will be easier to hand out than the picture was. Trust me.
Congratulations to Levi Stiesel on receiving first blue, Luke Fisher second blue, Austin Olson first red, and Jake Olson second red. Coming into the ring next will be Charlet steer. There will be 2 entries. They range in weight from 1,391 to 1,430.
Well, two nice steers coming out here again and certainly getting in the heavier weights. And with that, both of them come out here with more than enough in terms of overall stoutness and just overall muscle shape. So once those things are covered, we can start looking at some of those extras. And this young lady right over here is the one that comes out here and just comes out with a little bit of a neater look when you get off to the side, just a little more comfortable in motion and smoother made. This young lady's right out here in second. Did an awesome job for their first time out here in the show ring. Great showman. Certainly has a little extra spunk to him, but like I said, love his stoutness, overall muscle shape and body. Just maybe not quite as smooth made, but another nice one. Let's go ahead and put our hands together for both of them.
Congratulations to Macy Casper on receiving first blue, and congratulations to Tegan Langer on second blue. Entering the ring at this time is Key Steer. They range in weight from 1,325 to 1,443. There will be 4 entries.
Paula,
Yeah.
Jacob Bradley says you do the
Shout out to Jacob Bradley watching at home and my dad Dale watching in his home. Hi, guys.
Well, another nice class of steers coming out here, maybe with a little extra spunk and energy, but certainly nice ones. And again, some different types and kinds and styles coming out here, but this young man with the white cap's going to go ahead and start us off. And in terms of just coming out here really complete, in terms of just overall structural integrity, having enough overall muscle and finish to complement each other, and then still putting it together with a really good look when you step off to the profile. I think a nice one to start this class off. And between the next two coming out here, again, really different types and kinds, but this young man with the black and white steer is going to go ahead and be second, and one that just comes out here a little bit smoother made, a little bit more just put together, all those pieces a little smoother, while still coming with enough in terms of body, soundness, and dimension, and then pairs it with a nice look when you get off to the side. This young man coming out here in third, one that certainly really overwhelms you in terms of overall rib shape and body and dimension. Love all of those things that facilitate all of that muscle shape. Maybe a little bit coarser made, just a little more open in that shoulder and uncomfortable when we set into motion. This young man coming out here next, again, one that comes out here really lean and fresh and appreciate those things. Just want to see it with a little bit more overall dimension to compete with those ones coming ahead, but a nice class if you put your hands together for them.
Congratulations to Riley Laufenberg on receiving a first blue, Adam Mossman second blue, Sam Everson first red, and Jake Kling second red. Coming into the ring next will be our Hereford steers, ranging in size from 1,262 to 1,337. We would also like to say hello to all of our viewers watching online.
Hereford steers coming out here and in slightly different packages and just in terms of frame size. And the young man up front's going to go ahead and start us off. And one that comes slightly more moderate, comes bolted through that center body and just stouter to the ground, which all facilitates just a little more dimension down that top and out through the hip. Certainly complemented by an appropriate degree of finish. Just one that puts a lot of pieces all into one nice looking package when you step off to the side. Young man's coming out here in second, another nice one that I think covers all the basics and is really complete. Just maybe not taking those things to the same level as the one starting us off. Just comes in a slightly larger frame, making it a little bit harder to just to proportion out from the side and match the same kind of width and dimension. But another nice one out here if you put your hands together for both of them.
Congratulations to Vince Overleen on receiving first blue and Caden Mosley on second blue. Can't even spell. Coming into the ring next will be Maine and Jew steers. They range in size from 1,245 to 1,424, and there will be 4 entries.
Nice division and class of steers coming out here, and again, some different types and kinds, and just different types and kinds and just sizes that come out here, and all bring different pieces to the table that you can certainly appreciate. But that young man up there in the front is going to go ahead and start us off, and one that comes out here, and whether you study it from the side or when we set it into motion, just really puts a lot of pieces all into one complete, good-looking package when you get off to the side. Then when you get behind or to a three-quarter view of this one, really opened up through that rib cage and center body, just facilitates all that top shape and out through the hip. Maybe want to see that one just a touch more flexible through the hock, but I think one that has a lot of nice pieces all in one complete package. The next two coming out here, too, that again, I'd like to see just a little more stable and comfortable, especially out of those rear two. The young lady coming out here next is one that just comes a little bolder through that center body, just comes a little more dimensional and complements it with a touch more finish as a whole. Young man coming out here next, one that I think has a really neat look when you get off to the side, really stout to the ground. Again, when I want to see just squared up and more secure in those hocks and more comfortable when we get into motion. The young man coming out here next, another one that I think has those basics covered. It's just not taking them to the same degree and same level as those ones coming ahead. Just want to see this one a little stouter, a little bolder, and a little bit more powerful, but another nice class if you put your hands together for them.
Congratulations to Bryce Laufenberg on winning first blue, Macy Casper second blue, Adam Mossman first red, and Luke Fisher second red. Entering the ring at this time is Shorthorn steers. They range in size from 1,051 pounds to 1,364 pounds, and there will be 4 entries.
Because first impressions are what count. They're not showing. They're wondering.
Well, a nice class coming out here, and certainly, again, some different types and kinds that all come out here in this lineup. And I think these two that are in first and second holes represent some similarities just in terms of coming out here a little more market ready, a little more stoutness to them, just some more body and dimension. But this young man starting us off is one that comes just takes all those things just a step further in terms of some of that added dimension, added body, and just overall added finish to complement all of those things. I'd like to see both of these guys just altered in their feet and legs, to see them a little more correct at the ground and all the way up in terms of those angles and how we use them when we set them into motion. But again, those basics are certainly there in terms of that body and just overall muscle shape. Similarly, the young man coming out here in second has that body, that dimension, just overall power, and certainly puts it together with a nice look when you get off to the side. Just want to see everything a little bit smoother made, just a little more comfortable, especially when you set them into motion. As we work into the next two, again, similar kinds, certainly need to come out here just a little more advanced in their finish, just a little more body and overall dimension. But this young man's comes out here, and one that I really want to see just a little more depth of body when you get off to the side, a little more dimension. But with that, this one comes really bold in that rib cage. When it doesn't come with that depth, that just allows for a little more muscle shape down that top and out through that hip. This young lady's coming out here next. Appreciate that one's just at a depth of body, a little bit square made, a little bit more comfortable in motion. Just need to see that one more opened up through the center body and just more muscular as a whole. But another nice class if you'd put your hands together for all of them.
Congratulations to Colby Sampson on receiving a first blue, Brewer Schleifer second blue, Wyatt Berg first red, and Morgan Berg second red. Entering the ring at this time is the Simmental steers. There will be 5 exhibits in this class, and their weights range from 1,188 pounds to 1,670 pounds.
That's a big steer.
Well, another nice class of steers coming out here, and again, some different types and kinds, but different things you appreciate out of each of them. And this young man's that's going to go ahead and start us off is one that comes out, just puts everything into a really complete package, whether you're talking about structural integrity, some body, some dimension, or just putting it all together into a really good look. I think does all those things into a really complete, solid just package. Nice one to start us off. The one coming out here in second, certainly one that comes really advanced in terms of that overall finish, really opened up through that center body. I like to see that one just a touch smoother made and just a little bit smoother when we set it into motion. But another one that comes out here just overwhelming in terms of skeletal width, stoutness, and just overall dimension, and certainly market readiness. Another nice one coming out here. The next two coming out here in the lineup, I think have a lot of similarities. Both come out here with plenty of body, plenty of dimension. This young man's coming out ahead is one that's just a touch smoother made, comes in a slightly more moderate package. With that just comes with a touch more body. And this young man's coming out next, certainly comes out here with a little extra energy, but one I just want to see a touch more powerful, just a little bit more structurally correct, but a nice class if you put your hands together for all of them.
Congratulations to Jacob Stiesel on the first blue, Colby Sampson on a second blue, Austin Olson first red, Vince Overleen second red, and Preston Yeski first white. Coming into the ring next will be any other breed beef steer. This class will have two exhibitors.
I won't say the sizes on this one. Brewer has gotten tall too.
Yeah.
Like since June 1st.
Coming out here again, and this young man with the solid black steer is going to go ahead and start us off. And just relative to the two that are standing out here, this one's just one that comes out, just comes bolder through that center body, stouter at the ground, and that just all allows for just more overall muscle shape and dimension. Still complements it with plenty of finish. A nice one to go ahead and start us off. The one coming out here in second, again, one that comes out here solid, complete. Just want to see it with a little more dimension and a little bit more stoutness as a whole, but another one that I think is covering all those basics that it needs to. Let's go ahead and put our hands together for them.
Give it, Heidi.
Congratulations to Sam Everson on a first blue and Adam Halverson on a second blue. Coming into the ring at this time will be crossbred steer medium weight and these range in weights from 1,152 pounds to 1,218 pounds. There will be 4 entries.
We're going to go ahead and start off our crosses, and I think we have some different types and kinds, and these first two kind of match up, and then the second two kind of match up. But But these first two coming out here, I'd like to alter both of them structurally, especially out of those rear two, just see them a little more comfortable. This red one with that gets a little tighter in its spine as well. Want to see everything just relax and get a little bit more comfortable. But in terms of those basics that we've talked about, still being square at the ground and working your way up in terms of just bold center body, facilitating that dimension down the top and out through the hip. I think a lot of good things there as a whole. This young lady's coming out here next. Another one that has those basics covered. Again, one I want to see just utilize that hawk and pass turn with a little more flexibility and a little bit more comfort. Maybe clean it up just a touch through that front 1/3. But another one that has some body, has some dimension, and just overall stoutness as well. As we continue on down the line, I think two very similar kinds. I think this young man coming out here next comes with just a touch more body, just puts it together with a little more proportional, balanced look off to the side. But again, I think another nice one coming out here. The young man's coming out next. Another one I'd like to see just match that stoutness at the ground that it has up high. Just see it pieced together a little bit more, a little bit better, and just see it with a little more condition as a whole. But another nice one as well, if we'd go ahead and put our hands together for all of them.
If you want to close the gate, because
Congratulations to Austin Laufenberg on receiving a first blue, Brenna Thorson second blue, Max Radcliffe first red, and Evan Ellickson second red. Coming into the ring next will be crossbred steer heavyweights. There will be 5 exhibitors in this class, and they range in weight from 1,387 pounds to 1,413 pounds. Again, we'd like to welcome our judge today, Tara Hummel from Illinois. She does raise and show cattle and goats. Can we please give Tara a round of applause? Day. Can we get a round of applause for those girls also? And Grace Kling, fairest of the fair, was here earlier helping hand out ribbons, but she is now showing her steer. Yes, round of applause for Grace also.
and Grant Geezy is here from
we set them into motion. Just alter both of them there. But in terms of some of their differences, the young man starting us off is one that just puts everything into a little more extended, just more elevated, proportional look. Still comes with plenty of overall stoutness, body, and dimension. Still just appropriate degree of finish with the amount of muscle we have. I think a nice one coming out here to start us off. Young lady's coming out here in second, another nice one that really covers all those market fundamentals that we need to. Love this one's overall shape, just overall finish and condition. Still goes to the ground. Again, like to see it just a touch more flexible and just a little more comfortable. Want to see it just a little stouter at the ground to match what he does have up high. But in terms of just the overall just market basics, I really appreciate those out there in this one. This young lady right here, another one that comes really extended, comes with some added length of body. One that I think is really fresh in terms of that muscle shape. Just want to see it with a touch more finish to match that. And as we round out the class, these next two very similar types and kinds. Just want to see these guys more comfortable in motion, a little more opened up through that center body, just a little more powerful as a whole, but a very nice class. You could put your hands together for all of them.
Congratulations to Colby Sampson on receiving a first blue, Grace Kling, second blue, Tegan Langer, first red, Andrea Ellickson, second red, and Evan Ellickson, first white. In the ring now, they will be selecting for the champion crossbred.
Sorry. They got the two out there. And then Brenna and yeah, I just was like, yep, shot score. Yeah, this is champion crossbred now, so that person that wins this will be out in the championship drive.
Oh, okay. They just have to come number one, crossbred.
Yep.
So they get
selection of Grand Champion Market beef and Reserve Champion Market beef, we will be doing the Market Bred and Owned class. Anybody with bred and owned market animal can get their animal up to the show ring.
Well, I think we've had a pretty nice market show come through the ring, and I think all these guys out here certainly represent just that from each of the classes and breeds, divisions. Certainly some nice ones, and like we've talked about all day, making sure we're covering the basics that they need to as market animals. Again, I think all the ones that came back out here are doing just that. And then again, it's about taking those things a step further, just seeing what kind of extras we can bring when we get out here in a show ring. And as we bring all of these ones back out here, I think where there's some doing just exactly that, some to different levels and degrees than others. But again, I think there's some awfully nice ones that have been out here doing exactly what they need to do, and some pretty great showmen that have been through the ring so far today as well. But we're going to go ahead and select a grand and then a reserve, and if we have any seconds, we'll fill those in as well. But let's go ahead and give all these kids that have been working awfully hard a big round of applause.
Yes?
Good question. Is she going to do both from the top?
Yeah.
Or should she come in the second blue in first before she goes to blue?
Macy! Macy Casper.
Want to tell them to bring up the second blue?
Congratulations to Macy Casper, who is winning the Grand Champion Market Beef. She showed with the Charlet class. Entering the ring next will be the second blue.
It's Tegan. Second blue.
Second blue, Tegan.
Number 345.
Who's the second blue? We need to know who's the second blue.
Yeah.
Tegan, we need your Charlet steer up here, number 345.
She's done that before.
Solid work, Brooke. You've done that before.
Did Macy leave? Remind her to get her picture.
Congratulations to Bryce Laufenberg for receiving the Reserve Champion Market Beef. Bryce showed in the Maine and Jew division. Thank you to all of the exhibitors in the Market Championship Drive. Anybody out there that is bred and owned, you guys can stay in the ring. Otherwise, everybody else can exit to the right. A lot of work into these. Congratulations.
All the way out here into the show ring, and I think all of them, again, like we talked about, just in terms of having the basics that they need to, certainly doing just that. So I think it's awesome just to have a project that you can bring all the way out here that you've been raising and just working with since birth. So some pretty nice ones coming back out here. But we're going to again select another Grand Reserve. If you'd go ahead and put your hands together for all of them.
Showmanship.
Beginner.
Senior.
Attention exhibitors, we will be starting senior showmanship right away. So any senior showmen, please have your animals ready.
Right? You can actually announce them if you wanted to.
Congratulations to Riley Laufenberg on winning the Grand Champion Bred and Owned. And congratulations to Brenna Thorson on receiving the Reserve Champion Bred and Owned. Champion Bred and Owned received a cutout donated from Freezy Farms. The Reserve Bred and Owned received a cutout donated by Brady and Carla Laufenberg. Congratulations, exhibitors. We will be doing showmanship next, starting with senior showmanship. All younger exhibitors, please come to the show ring so you can watch and learn from the senior exhibitors. There will be, so 8. There will be 8 exhibitors in senior showmanship.
certainly knows exactly what he needs to be doing, whether we're setting that calf up, setting on the move, just in terms of knowing ring presence, knows where to be, and then just getting that calf presented exactly how it needs to, does an awesome job there. Young lady coming out here next, another one that does an awesome job. Maybe wasn't quite as just efficient every time, but in terms of, again, knowing exactly what needs done and doing it, she does just that again. I think another very nice showman. The young man coming out here in third, I think, is just really calm and comfortable out here, and I really appreciate that. Again, I think does a really nice job being really smooth out here, just really comfortable. Whether we're transitioning to set the animal up or transitioning onto the move, I think he does an awesome job of that, and again, knows what needs done. Just wasn't maybe quite as efficient every single time. Similarly, this young man coming out here next all day long does an awesome job getting the animals presented exactly how they need to be. Just want to see everything maybe just a touch smoother and just a little more efficient as we continue on. Similarly with this young man coming out here next, just a few more times where we need to alter just where the feet placement is, where that head and neck is exactly. But again, I think he does a nice job. And these next few coming out, again, had some maybe not wanting to act great out here, but just want to see everything a little bit more efficient and just a little more consistent in terms of getting the animals set up. But I think all of them did an awesome job if you put your hands together for them.
Congratulations to Austin Laufenberg on winning the senior showmanship. He is receiving a cutout donated by Jackson County Farm Bureau and a customized canopy donated by Jackson County Livestock Education Committee. And those are on display over on the other side of the canopy or of the show ring. Just grand. We would also like to thank Nick's Welding and Fabricating of Hickston for cutting out this year's trophies, along with Fairway of Holman for powder coating these awards. Thank you to all of our sponsors.
We're doing the 2 hands.
Yeah, but Ryan ship. There were 15 exhibitors for intermediate showmanship, so we did break it down into 2 groups. We will be pulling the top exhibitors from each group and then do an overall champion and reserve for intermediate showmanship.
Well, again, another nice heat and class coming out here, and these three right in front of me are going to go ahead and come back for that division. And again, we talked with those others just about some of those little things that we can continue to work on, especially when we have some stubborn, kind of tired cattle out here in the ring. But again, I think they all did a great job just in terms of staying calm, and they all still know what they need to be doing. But let's go ahead and put our hands together for all of them.
All getting white. Sure. So there's 3 this time.
Yep.
Right?
Congratulations to the following exhibitors on receiving white ribbons in the intermediate showmanship. Justin Kling, Waverly Faneff, Andrea Ellickson, Brewer Schleifer, Jake Kling, Adam Halverson, Vince Overling, and Morgan Berg. Entering the ring next will be a selection for the Grand and Reserve Intermediate Showmanship.
I don't have time.
Well, these are all of our showmen that made it out of their heats and got pulled to come back out here for division. So they're certainly doing something right, and I think all of them are doing a great job out here again. And we had to sort them out here, but I think it kind of came down to just some of the minor things that almost down to how the cattle were acting out here, because I think all these kids know exactly what they need to be doing out here. They're all very comfortable out in the ring and just natural in terms of everything. But this young man, I think, just does the best job of being the most efficient out here in terms of getting the animal set up. And when he gets the steer set up, it's exactly where it needs to be in terms of everything, and is just very smooth and yet very efficient about it. Just a really nice showman out here that knows the ways of the ring and how to do everything. This young lady coming out here in second, I think, again, very nice showman in terms of just coming out here so calm and so comfortable. Again, she does a nice job of getting everything where it needs to be in terms of that head and neck, the feet placement. And then whether we're transitioning again to go onto the walker just to set the animal up, I think is very smooth in the way she does everything. A very nice one. Young lady coming out here next certainly was working awfully hard, has one that's maybe a little more stubborn and getting a little tired out here. But when she gets the heifer set up, it's exactly where it needs to be again. Maybe just a few times where it wasn't exactly where I wanted to see it, but when she does get it, it's exactly what I want to see. Similarly, this young man coming out here next, I think he did an awesome job all day today, getting all of the animals set up exactly where they needed to be. Sometimes maybe he wasn't quite just as efficient in doing so. Maybe the feet weren't exactly where they needed to be every time that I looked, but I think he does a very, very nice job out here as well. Again, this young lady is not really similar. Maybe a few times that we had a stubborn animal out here making her work extra hard, so I appreciate that. Just a few times we need to work on some of the feet placement, just positioning out here, especially when we have a stubborn one, but I thought she did an awesome job all day today as well. These two young men out here, again, I think they do a very nice job. I think they're very comfortable and very natural out here in the ring. I think they get the animals set up how they need to be. Just want to see it all a little smoother and just a little more efficient as a whole, but I think we had some awesome showmen if you put your hands together for all of them.
Congratulations to Jacob Stiesel on receiving Grand Champion Intermediate Showman, and Brenna Thorson on receiving Reserve Champion Intermediate Showman. Also receiving blue ribbons were Macy Casper, Adam Mossman, Julia Brown, Sam Everson, and Alston Olson. All showmanship winners also are receiving a cutout donated by Jackson County Farm Bureau and a customized canopy that are on display donated by Jackson County Livestock Education Committee. And again, thank you to Nick's Welding and Fabricating of Hickston for cutting out this year's trophies, along with Fairway of Holman for powder coating these awards. Thank you to all of our sponsors and donors. Entering the ring at this time are the beginner showmen, and these exhibitors range in age from 11 years old, 8 years old to 11 years old.
Well, another nice age group and division of showmanship out here, and I think all the way through they all did a great job, and certainly have some wanting to push them around a little bit, but appreciate them sticking with it and still knowing to stay calm and how to handle things. They're all doing a great job, but this young man over there on the far side is going to go ahead and start our class off, and similarly with the older divisions, just one that comes out here really calm, really natural, knows all the things he needs to be doing to get the animal presented to the best of his abilities and does just that. One that's maybe not wanting to just get out and go for him, but still manages to get everything that he needs to done. And very nice showman to go ahead and start us off. Young man coming out here next in the lineup, similarly all day long, did a really nice job just presenting the animal, knows how to work the ring and where just overall ring presence, knowing where he needs to be, knowing where I am, and just positioning and then still being able to stay so calm and natural out here. The young man coming out here next in the lineup, I think, did an awesome job. Knows exactly where to get that animal set up in terms of feet and leg placement, how stretched out it needs to be. Awesome about the head and neck. Another really good showman out here. I think the young man coming out here next has done an awesome job all day long. Certainly been out here a good couple of times, and every time he's been through the ring does a very nice job. Knows all the basics and does exactly that. This young lady coming out here next has one that's making her work extra hard, and I think she did an awesome job sticking with it, getting everything done that she needed to, especially with one that's a little spunky out here. And these two young men are certainly working with some that are wanting to be handfuls out here, and I thought they did an awesome job managing them while they're still wanting to be stubborn out here in the show ring. But let's go ahead and give all those kids a big round of applause.
Congratulations to all the beginner exhibitors. They all received blue ribbons. Bryce Laufenberg won Grand Champion Beginner Showman. Colby Sampson, Reserve. Preston Yeski. Riley Laufenberg. Tegan Langer. Levi Stiesel. And Max Radcliffe. Showmanship winners received a cutout donated by Jackson County Farm Bureau and a customized canopy, which is on display, that was donated by the Jackson County Livestock Education Committee. And a big thank you to Nick's Welding and Fabricating of Hickston for cutting out this year's trophies, along with Fairway of Holman for powder coating these awards. The next thing that we will be doing is sale selection. So if exhibitors could start bringing their market animals to the ring, and we will get you all organized.
A big thank you to Paula Hagan for announcing all this beef show.
Oh, thanks. Sorry, no jokes today. But I have one. Who can I pick? Angela, how many steers were born in Wisconsin today? All of them? No steers were born today? And just for the record, her family raises beef animals, so